Well, he did it again. Oops. Boone did it again.
Last night said that the team needed a spark. For you, what does a spark look like?
Points. We just need to score right now.
Points. We flipped out last time. Aaron Boone said points. Phil Nevin also earlier to the season said points as a manager. These are managers in baseball saying points. I can't for the life of me figure out why this is happening. My only theory is that it's a little bit like how head coaches in the NFL or college will call it the green zone or the scoring zone instead of the red zone because they feel like subconsciously when you call it the red zone, it means athletes will think about a stop sign. And so they've concocted this idiotic thing where we've got to convince our team subconsciously it's much easier to score in the green zone. Green means go, as though somehow a quarterback's throw will be more accurate because he's thinking it's the green zone instead of the red zone. And that the Yankees have struggled with scoring runs, and so if you call them points, it feels as though it's not as difficult because points come in bunches or something. But I can't for the life of me understand why this is not a bigger deal. I mean, imagine Sean McVay started calling the NFL runs. Imagine saying, okay, well, why'd you go for on 4th and 4? Well, we needed runs. We all think that he's completely idiotic and stupid. And it's not like points are used in every sport, just football and basketball, because what if John Tortorella was asked why he pulled the goalie and he said, well, we needed points or we needed runs? No, you need goals. In soccer and hockey, if you said we needed to score points, people would go like, what are you, stupid? And if you were in football and said we needed to score runs or goals, I mean, could you imagine if Mike McCarthy was like, yeah, we went for it on 4th and 6 because we needed more goals there? We'd be like, what? And yet Aaron Boone can say points and nobody questions it? Aaron tweets, D.A., many big leaguers call it points. It's common upon those within clubhouses. Okay, A, why, if this is true? B, you got to show me your work here. You can't just say it's common. You have to show me other clips, other quotes. Major League Baseball players and managers are quoted extensively all the time. There's 162 games. Everybody does a post-game media avail. Most do pre-game media avails. These guys talk all of the time. I'm not hearing anybody else call it points. Why is Aaron Boone calling it points? And also, why are you defending it? Why would anybody defend it? Mraz, I'm at a complete loss at how this is not one of the biggest deals in sports.
I guess because there's so many bigger problems with the Yankees that people look at it as, oh, it's just silly. It's just a word. It's not just a word. The team is struggling to score runs, and their manager, who grew up around baseball with his father and his brother, is not calling them runs. If you can't score them and your manager can't call them what they are, that's a big issue. It speaks to a greater issue. How are the Yankees supposed to be analytical in their approach when the basis of analytics is scoring runs and their manager doesn't call them that? It's horrific. And if you're going to suck and you're going to pound the table every time they lose and say they need a spark, the spark isn't you calling things by their wrong name. Get the name right.
Why do you think he's doing this? Like I said, my only guess is that there's some type of mental thing that they're trying to...
But can you consciously call them points and know that you're purposely doing that? Or does Aaron Boone actually refer to them as points in his own... You know what I mean? Like if he's sitting down when he's talking about what they need to score, is he consciously saying, I need to say points here? I don't think so.
That's my only explanation, because how could he get this wrong? How could he get it wrong?
Unless it really isn't as big a deal anymore. But, this is, again, you want to talk about suits on an NFL sideline? Like, this is...
But why wouldn't it be a big deal?
It should be a big deal.
How could
They're
it not
runs
be?
batted in, not PBIs. They're not a beer. It's RBI. It's runs scored on the stat sheet, not points scored. It doesn't say HPE on top of your scoreboard. It's hits, runs, hits, error. It doesn't matter. You have the
Points.
point. It's runs. The letter R is used significantly everywhere.
Imagine Jimbo Fisher called it goals. We got to score more goals. We got to score more runs. We'd be like, what an idiot. Why is this okay in baseball? Why are people saying it's okay? Why is anybody accepting this? It makes him sound utterly insane.
And remember, his former assistant, Phil Nevin, is calling them that too, so it comes from the Boone tree.
Is this an analytics thing where
How could it be analytics? It's runs batted in still. They didn't change it.
He might be presented material under that term.
like the analytics department is
Right.
saying,
Well,
here's
that's
how
my
we score
only-
more
that's
points?
Only explanation.
Well, that would explain why the Yankees suck at analytics, too. That would explain a lot.
If Nevin's doing it, it might be from the same.
This is worse than them having a Star Wars night.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And it's so bad that anybody would defend it. It's so bad. And you know what ends up happening? People defend it because they just assume these guys know more than us. So there's got to be a reason. And maybe not. Maybe they're doofuses. I mean, it's potentially the stupidest thing a baseball manager's ever said is calling them improperly points.